everybody. It's Laura, Black and White Heart Tarot and Adventure. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. I've never prepared one. I get up here, so I for a little bit. Sorry. Anyways, spur of the moment. So, I went to a concert over the weekend. It was really fun. I went with a friend, a good friend from work. It was a blast. It was an oldies concert. It was just like we just planned it like in one day. Like she saw it on her feed, and she's like, "You want to go to this?" And she named like 3 things, and I said, "Sure, let's go to this one." It was cheap. It was reasonably priced. It was like $40. So it was an affordable adventure. It was fun. It was oldies music, like 70s and 80s. It was more of like a cover. I don't know if you call it a cover band. They tour all over the place. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of it, but anyway, I know there's like copyright stuff, so I'm not even gonna make a short or a video of the adventure. I'm just gonna tell you about it because I don't know what I'm allowed most of the time to put on here or not. So good concert, good time, very good energy. You know what I liked about it was the age group was actually anywhere from my age to much older, and it was so nice to be with people, with mature people who aren't trying to still be 20 years old, who are actually embracing the fact that they're mature and they're having so much fun, and you know, feeling good at the age they're at, and also probably reliving memories from when they were younger and stuff. And it was real cute energy. It was good. Everyone was like having a really good time. So again, I'm so used to people who are of a certain age group trying to still be 20 that hey, listen, I'm not specifically trying to I'm not saying that you can't be in younger environments. I'm just saying that sometimes people can't just be happy where they're at. They need to try to compete with people much younger than them, date people much younger than them. And again, you can do what you want to do. I don't, let me just not get that much into it. The point of the story is it was good to be around people who were just embracing the moment, having a good time, and enjoying their mature years and their younger years. Okay, it was fun. Moving along. It's probably offended like everyone around the world, but I have younger friends. I have a youthful spirit, so to speak. So, I mean, I can be around any age group, actually, and be perfectly comfortable. But I'm not trying to be that age group, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just me being around different age groups. I can embrace the fact that I'm, a mature woman and enjoy that at the moment and not feel any kind of way about it to where I got to where I need to feel bad about where I'm at in life, pretty much is what I'm trying to say, okay? So what I was thinking about tonight, if my phone holds out, hopefully, I was just, actually I think I was at work, and I got this, some people call it downloads. about false starts in relationships. And how so many people do just that. And what I mean by false starts in relationships is, what I mean by it is just beginning a relationship knowing that, I just dropped something, knowing that it's based on nothing real. I mean, if you start a relationship, let's put it this way. You know, I meet somebody, I go on a date with them, or even 5 dates, and the things that they're into and the things that they're saying, I'm already noticing I really don't 100% sit on the same page with them. And you just let it go. Oh, okay, well, I mean, you know, everyone has differences. Then you meet their family, and it's like a black cloud that you're sitting in, and you just feel like so uncomfortable. You do not click with them whatsoever. Like, you don't even click with their friends. All these things, and you just keep being like, oh, well, you know, it'll be okay, you know, because we can connect on these other levels. Right. 6 months later, more and more and more differences. If you would have just recognized right from the jump, or maybe, I don't even want to say a couple months in, that those were going to be deal breakers, and realize that that was a false start. You were not on the same page with them. You just wanted to date them or date someone. So you were overlooking the fact that you weren't even into the same things as them. Their families are make you feel weird. Their friends don't accept you. I mean, these are what I'm calling false starts. Just should not enter into that relationship as far as I'm concerned. It's not going to get any better. Again, just my opinion. And I've experienced it lots of times. I recommend don't do that. Don't do false starts. If you let me put it in the proper way. I think the best, yes, you have to adjust and you have to give and take if you want to get to know someone, even friends. I get it. But, you know, 5 conversations in and you're just like getting annoyed at what they're saying, or you're just, you know, you're not on the same page with them, it's that may not be the friend for you. Okay, you don't have to dislike them. You just have to know that it's never gonna flow correctly. And it's the same way in love relationships, in my opinion. So I would like to do a reading on that. Hopefully my phone holds up. Tonight, let's do false starts, okay? That's what I prefer tonight, okay? Oh boy, 3? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. Let's see what happens. I don't usually do that many cards just to save time, but we'll go for it, okay? We have Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and 3 of Cups. Knight of Cups, I'm going to say somebody, Knight is not all the way young to the page, but it's also not like a king, so it's still some, I would say, fun energy or younger energy. Not to the level of the king yet, but a Knight of Cups is you know, somebody offering love. Maybe in a more fun energy. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Wands is, can be, swords are communication. Wands are like passion for, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I'm a little tired. I've been working around here all day. I feel like this is never gonna end, but hopefully it does. Wands is passion. Let's just say passion, okay, for now until I read it. Because I can't think right now. Fire, it's fire. It's fire energy, okay? And then Four of Swords is resting and contemplating. Four of Wands is, it's got four wands and then like a man, a woman, a child. It looks happy overall. Little forest animals and stuff. And Three of Cups is usually, it can either represent like friends and fun and stuff. I'm gonna say that because Cups is usually love, so I'm not gonna say third parties, but we'll see if that's what it can be. So anyway, I dropped my book. Hold on, I can't. Let me see if I can get it. When fall starts. I gotta write this down just so I don't lose my place. All right, got the shorter book tonight. Okay. I've just been working so much around here. I feel sometimes I get discouraged because I'm like, I have so many things to do still. And that's how I feel today. You guys ever feel like that? I'm in a good mood. I think I have tomorrow off, I'm pretty sure. It's like a vacation day, but that's the point. It'll be a vacation day to keep working around here. I got like an 8,000-year-old window unit that I can pretty much, I swear I can see light through, that I've got to completely work on. It's just, it hasn't been hot enough to worry about it, but it's gonna need to be done. And now it's about to be freezing, and to keep it 100% real with you guys, I live in a downtown area, so there are random many people just wandering around. Some with good intentions, probably a lot with bad intentions. That's with any area, but when you're around a downtown area, you have a lot of people drifting around, okay? I put a police, and I'm aware of this. It's not the first area like this I've lived in. I got a nice cover, you know, specifically to cover the outside of the window units. And, you know, it has a tie, it's secured, okay? It's meant for it. And I took my time, I covered it nicely so that it keeps air and dust and everything out during like rain or like cold season or anything like that. I probably had that thing on there for a week, and I went outside one day and it was gone. So to my assumption, I'm assuming they stole it. Maybe they needed a tarp. I don't know, but annoying nonetheless. So I have to fix that again. I don't think I'm going to do the same thing again because they'll just probably steal it again. So I suppose I'll just cover it with plastic, and if they steal it, they can steal some plastic. I mean, until it warms up. It's just to keep the draft out. Okay, anyway, that's my story about that. You know, I understand that people are desperate and everything, and it's really cold out and all, but I mean, your karma is, your life is not gonna get any better when you're running around stealing from people to help yourselves. I would say that your life is probably only going to get worse. And if you're already to the point where you're out on the streets, you're like, unfortunately, you're pretty close to rock bottom. People have addictions and everything else. I get it. And listen, I help the homeless people, but it's moments like that where it makes you reconsider helping them because of the things that they do. But I'm not going to be negative because I feel like that's a test. Do you close your heart off to it, or do you continue to help even though you see that some of them might be in that position because of their own choices or bad decisions? This may offend somebody. I mean, any of us could be homeless in a second if the wrong things happened in your life. But I would hope that even if that was the case, even during survival, you would still try to be a decent person inside. I don't know. I can only speak from a person who, possibly got stolen from. I don't have proof. I don't have a camera outside my house, but I highly doubt the wind took it off, being that it was, secured on there. And even if it did, I would think it would be in the yard somewhere. So, nevertheless, I'm on a tangent tonight. Okay, let's go. Knight of Cups. Am I even going to get to the cards, or are we just going to talk about issues? I don't know. It's one of those. It's like, and I'm trying to fix stuff around here, and then I just get my stuff stolen. But I'm still going to help. Knight of Cups is a young man, like I said, well-traveled with a fair, that gets a little too anyway, young man, faithful lover, good friend, enthusiastic, passionate, and amiable. He brings offers and opportunities. The knight is often poetic and graceful. Okay, so young, passionate person. Young energy, okay, not necessarily young in age. I talked about that in the beginning. I mean, I can have sometimes a young energy for my position in life, but not immature, just young energy, and I'm not, you get what I'm saying. All right, let's keep it moving. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a dignified woman with a fiery temperament. She's likely to be fair with blue or hazel eyes. A freedom-loving woman who is lively, active, and creatively gifted. She may run a business or hold a responsible position. She is a warm-natured and practical organizer of others, a lover of nature. So she's a free, fiery woman. Let's just say that, okay? Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Recuperation. A need to retreat from the troubles of life, the opportunity to rest and to put your thoughts in order. A peaceful interlude during which strategies can be worked out. Visits to hospitals, but not necessarily personal illness. Okay, time to rest. That's what I said, rest and contemplate. All right, Four of Wands. Prosperity. Four of Wands is a card of harvest. It means a successful conclusion of a project. It can show personal achievement and material well-being. Apart from this, it is the card of the home and may show improvements to a property. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about. Or that a move is imminent, okay? All right. And last but not least, Three of Cups. Celebrations, that's what I thought. It can be the opposite, like what I said, it can be third parties too. On the reverse side, it's indulgence. So, oh no, it's not celebrations actually. Wait, oh my gosh, Laura, I'm sorry guys. Three of Cups. What? Take that back. Three of Cups reversed is taking others' feelings for granted, unbridled passion and promiscuity. Okay, so it can be third parties, but we're doing it in the upright. Celebrations, happiness, reunions, parties and meetings which lead to love affairs and lots of flirtation. In some cases, it can indicate pregnancy or birth. Ills are healed and harmony achieved. Attendance at weddings or christenings are likely. So, celebrations, happiness, reunions, good times. All right, got it. Okay, so talking about false starts. False starts. Okay, so what I'm going to say about this is false starts happen when passionate energy comes towards you. We're starting to date. The Queen of Wands is receptive because she's fiery, she's full of passion, she's an action taker. She's going to go for it. She's going to try it out. Four of Swords is recuperation and time to rest and contemplate. So in false starts, we're not doing that. He's fired up, she's fired up. When what you need to do is be taking a moment and think it over. False starts, all the things that you probably don't have in common, but you want to overlook because you're both full of fire and passion. We ignore the resting and recuperation. And then we come to the Four of Wands, conclusion of a project. So you just keep on going. And you just keep on going down that path and you get into that relationship, right? And then the Three of Cups, which upright is flirtation and celebration and everything like that. But if it's a false start, which many of us have, you go through all this fiery stuff. You don't take time to think about the things that are not on the same page. You you think that you've locked it in, right? Because you're dating, you're in a relationship, okay? But what happens is after you do all your celebrating and all your fun stuff, you realize all the false starts that happened and the reversed side of Three of Cups very often happens, which is flirtation and promiscuity with other people because it was a false start. You didn't pay attention to the signs. You just kept right on going past the contemplation part of it, right? Celebrating, even though 500 things are wrong, we're locking this down. And then bang, Three of Cups in the reverse. Okay. Now, if these things would have happened, fiery guy coming in, fiery girl, happy about it, we rested and thought about it and made sure all those things were lining up instead of the false start, then we could celebrate, okay? We could celebrate and have good times. But That's not what we do on false starts. Okay, that makes sense. So the moral of the story is take your time when you know something is a false start just because you're lonely or you're attractive and you're both fired up. And you think even though there's 500 things that you do not agree on, including even music, friends, places to go, shows, things, interests, hobbies, and none of them are matching up and their family makes you miserable. Boom, 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 boom. That's like that's telling you that's a false start. Okay? Just take my advice. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's get an Astro card. Don't do it. I promise you it's gonna go horribly. It's gonna go horribly. We got North Node. Oh boy. Live and learn. That's all I can tell you. Hopefully I can find this. North Node is 34. I don't mean to be a downer. Just it came to me. I figured I'd put it out there. Aha. North Node. Future. Represents a place the soul longs to be, where fate beckons. This is an uncharted territory. You don't have a map. The North Node calls you to territory that doesn't have a particular charge and can either be an exciting exploration or start off a bit bland and become more satisfying as you proceed. All right, let's keep it moving. This is quite long. Okay, I'm sorry. Action. Think about where you'd like to be and what you'd like to be doing in 10 years and make this a beacon that guides you through the time in between. All right, I'm just going to stop there. I don't need to read this whole thing. Okay, so when you're doing a relationship with false start, where you know damn well that you're not on the same page with this person, lover or friend, think about how it's going to be 10 years from now. When you go to their family's house, no offense to other people's family, but you know when you fit into a family and when you don't. When you feel like it's a black cloud over you when you're around said family, what do you think it's going to be like in 10 years? Do you think that it's going to be fun sitting in that family dynamic for 10 years or more? These are the things you need to think about. North Node. Okay, the challenge is it can be scary to leave familiar territory. Even people who love you may resist your evolution if it could pull you away from them. If it could pull you away from them. New beginnings dawn and your fate awaits. This path may start out with uncertainty, but it will become more so. Okay. So the challenge is that, yeah, you want to keep going because you feel familiar with them now. Now you started dating them and you're like, oh, even though this is sitting over here sucks every holiday, I still want to be with the person. Okay. And they don't want you to change your mind because they don't want to lose you. You know, they'd rather you sit there miserable and vice versa, rather than let you just be free and be with somebody who's more of a vibrational match. Okay, right? That's a challenge. But the gift of the North Node is new beginnings. New beginnings dawn and your fate awaits when you make the decision to get out of the false starts. The path may start out with uncertainty, as it always does. Even false starts start out with uncertainty. You're aware of them and you're ignoring them. But it will become more solid and delicious as you progress. Okay. Get it? You get it, guys? That's what me and my spirit team have to say about false starts, okay? You can do what you want. Everybody has free will, but my recommendation is think long and hard about false starts. They normally don't go well. Friends, lovers, career. If something doesn't feel right and you keep ignoring it, if you went into a job and you on a false start and told them that you can do 10 things that you know you can't do, that's probably not going to work out well. If you go into a job with a false start and they tell you you're going to make $20 an hour, and then a week later they tell you that that's going to be 6 months from now or a year from now, when you got a starting date, you know, things like that, false starts. Okay? All right. You get my point? I love these noises. Hopefully it don't bother you. I'm just having fun now. I think I like that one the best. One day I might actually learn how to use this. I just like it because it kind of clears the, like wind chimes and stuff. All these things are, they help, like, you have to look it up. I feel like they help clear the energy. They change it, if nothing else, you know. It's the same reason why I have this little bell. It just kind of like breaks up the energy. All right, so anyway, have a good week. And thanks for watching and subscribing and liking and share with your friends. You never know who might be interested, you know, unless you share, you know, it's just a message. It's just an opinion. It's entertainment. It's a distraction from the everyday, you know, ultimately being up here is just a form of entertainment, you know. I never saw myself as doing that, but, you know, I guess in a way I've always kind of been a talker and a storyteller. So, you know, I was just shy, it's easier for me to do it on camera. I feel perfectly comfortable. But, you know, I've never been one to want to be like the center of the room necessarily. Like, well, I don't mind being the center of the room if I know everybody well. I don't like it with strangers. I'm still really shy with strangers. And also very, I would say there is an aspect of shyness, but also a huge aspect of caution. I do not trust people like right away. You not at all. You got to prove yourself. Which is how it's been easy for me to get into false starts, because like I have such a hard time like wanting to meet new people, that if it's somebody that I might be like comfortable with, like even or a feeling of comfort, I would be more likely to ignore and do false starts, because I'm like, okay, well, I already know them, even though like 20 things aren't right, and it's not the way to be. I've learned that. Okay, you have to get out of your comfort zone and go down that scary path and try to meet people and places and things that are actually, while they may make you nervous and it might be out of your comfort zone, could connect with you much better if you would just break the ice, calm down your anxieties, let your guard down a little bit, and get to know each other, and find out if you have similarities. You know, I was just talking to somebody at work that I'd never had a real conversation with, except for like a brief hi and this and that, and found out that wow, like we had like a conversation about so many things that we had in common, and would have never known had that subject just not come up. I brought up photography and it went from there. And it was very surprising. I mean, we couldn't look like we could be more opposite. Age, everything else, and yet so many things, artistically even anyway, in common. I thought it was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. If I stick to my comfort zone, I would never speak to the person who I thought was very nice, but would never think that we would have that much in common because we're staying in our comfort zone, right? Okay. So anyway, just an example. Okay, so I hope you guys all have a good week. I'm gonna get out of here and relax because I think I got the next couple days, the next day or two off. I got a lot of work to do. Wish me luck. So tired of it. I just, I'm feeling a little gloomy because of it, because I just feel like it's endless. I know. I shouldn't complain. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I really am. In some ways, I'm so happy. I'm happier than I have been in so many years, but it is very challenging. This is an old place. I love the little area. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of goods, and then there's a lot of work. And I'm on my own, so that, you know what though? It's kind of a learning experience for me, because I'm not used to doing like certain types of tasks and like repairs and stuff, and I'm probably not going to do them right. But you know what? I'm tired of waiting. Like, coming from the female standpoint, there's so many things we can do. I'm speaking for myself, that I'm capable of doing, but like handyman stuff, I've just never really done. So you know what? It's probably going to teach me how to do a lot of those things and get me out of my comfort zone, right? Even if they're not done right, it's a learning experience. And it's also a lesson that we don't have to rely on somebody else. Sometimes you got to rely on yourself, and you got to just go for it, and whatever. If it comes out good. If it doesn't, you learn, right? Okay. I am thankful for the people in my life that do help me, though. And they will, but they're just all doing their own thing. I get it. We're all busy. All right, I've rambled long enough. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.